What's up, good people? What's up? What's up?
What's going on, folks?
What's happening?
What's going on, my peoples?
We got the three-time champion, Mr. Calvin Harris, in the building. What's up with you, big dog?
Oh, I can't call it, man. It's slow motion. Slow motion, watching the Browns and the Broncos.
Browns and the Broncos, man. Hey, man.
Yeah. Nothing else on TV.
You know, and Joker doing this thing, man, so that's always good for the youth. You know what I'm saying? You know how that go.
To keep that tight end you tradition going.
I know. It look like it's gonna be to a halt if Mallory don't pick it up.
Well, you know, you got a couple of years. Yeah, you got a Royal right behind him.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got.
And speaking of that, man, what y'all think about the game this past weekend, man? What's your thoughts on the UNC, man? How you feeling about that?
Well, the young guy, it took him about a quarter and a half to get settled, and then once he got settled, you could see what it took, but he just got to start faster. And then the sad part about it is on that last play, Rambo was wide open.
Yeah. So do you question the play call?
Well, here's the thing. Because he didn't throw the ball long enough on third down, they didn't get the first down. They weren't able to get to the line and stop the clock with just throwing the ball on the ground. So what happens is on the last play, they're running around like a chicken with their head cut off.
Right.
And basically North Carolina played the odds. They played the outside, they blitzed the middle, and they dared them to throw across the middle, because if they throw it across the middle and don't get a touchdown, the game is over.
Yep.
Well, if dude hadn't tipped the ball and it gets picked, it was 6 points. So I get why he did it, because basically it was they're trying to out chess the other team. So it's just bad luck.
Yeah,
2 weeks in a row.
It seems like it. It seems like we've been having a lot of that lately, man. A lot of bad luck, man. A lot of bad luck, man. Do you think they should have kicked the field goal? See, me personally, I'm not upset with the call, but I would have tried to go for the field goal. I mean, play for overtime, especially after that debacle, like on that previous play.
Yeah,
I know people want to go for the gusto, but that's just me. It's just like, man, we had to fight and claw to get back. Let's just tie the game and let's just take it to overtime. That's just my opinion, but I get the people that want to be, hey, gunslinging, you know what I'm saying, take it to the end zone.
That's me. I'm going for the win.
Well, actually, I get what they were trying to do, because you take the shot across the middle if it's there. If not, throw it away and kick the field goal. But, man, that basically justified and I hope people understand why they did what they did the week before. Because there's 5 things that could have happened bad the week before, or 5 things that could have happened, and 4 of them were bad. Now, the ironic twist is last night, App State beat Coastal Carolina the same exact way that we did the week before. They just made the field goal. Because that's how it works. Like, it was funny because Nate Noel broke through, and Coastal Carolina turned their back and tried to let him score, and he dropped down at the 6, and then they ran the ball over a little bit to get it in the middle, and they just ran the clock down to 2 seconds and kicked the field goal. Same exact thing. But in this situation, we were down.
We needed the score to win, yeah.
But the thing about it is, Carolina was playing the end zone throw, which is what I thought they were going to do. But then after I saw the picture of Rambo, I realized that, okay, I see what they did. They basically said, because they knew that they figured the run was coming, or they were going to throw it outside, because there's no way you can throw it inside and get up to down the ball. And I mean, apparently, them juju beans that Matt Brown had, he still had a couple left, and it worked out for him.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts watching the game, Black man? I know. What was your thoughts, bro? You know what I'm saying? I know you kind of critical of the game.
No, I'm not critical. I call what I see, right? But I love. I'm glad Rooster was back. Rooster he looked good.
He looks.
He was like a jolt of adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? And they did something that I've been saying for weeks, like, start swinging the running backs out and getting them the ball quick. It's a long handoff. Yeah. Bill Walsh made a living. Everybody copied that format. Them swing routes. It's just a long handoff. You get the ball to your playmakers in space and let them go to work. And when he caught that swing pass and he did that.
Hey, that shit was so beautiful, dog. That shit was beautiful.
Well, I think the problem is he was suspended for 4 games, and Cam isn't the same type of back. You don't get the same effect. I mean, I think if Chaney and Rooster had been eligible or had been there the whole year, you would have seen a different offense because they had plans for Rooster. And you got to play the hand you dealt.
No doubt.
But I love. No, I was gonna say I love Cam. I love Cam, but he's a different type of back than Rooster.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a back in the ACC like Rooster.
Bro, Rooster, man, his acceleration, the way he can just one cut, it's kind of like, not comparing him to Hester, but it's kind of reminds me how Hester was able to just cut on a dime and speed up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he was able to juke and hit turbo at the same time. Like he didn't lose a step when he made that one cut. He just accelerated. And it was kind of like, man, I ain't seen that type of stuff since, like I said before, Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook used to do the same type of, you know what I'm saying, run. You feel what I'm saying? But you know, this was a tough off, man. The guy, like you said, the guy started off slow. The offense started off slow first half with I would say the quarterback, because he missed a lot of wide open throws early in the game. He missed first downs that would have kept drives going and stuff like that. You know, and I chalk it up for him to being young, but at the end of the day, he's on the field, so I'm gonna hold him accountable for making those throws. Do I think if Garcia was in the game, he would make those? It's starting that slow? No, I don't. I think Garcia has a different mentality far as QB IQ. I think he will be a lot better early in the games than TVD. But props to the kid for righting his wrongs and taking off second half. But you know, like I said, I love the play of the young guys, man. You know, I love the intensity that James Williams played with, even though he had a couple of timely mistakes that put us in some bad situations, took some points off the board and put more points on the board. I love the aggression. I just want him to. He's young, so he's gonna learn from it. I know he's kicking himself, so I'm not gonna down him. I don't down the players. I know he's gonna bounce back. He's gonna learn from that mistake, man. But you know, just growing pains. But like we saw the weeks before, they got to tackle, man. Like they really have to tackle.
It's evident James Williams is on another level.
I agree.
It's evident when you look at him. He's on another level, and he's still learning. Like he's still learning. Like wait till he gets it fully. Like next year.
When he's that vet guy, when he has that
you know, he has a whole off season in that strength and conditioning program, no matter who the strength and conditioning coach is or who the whatever, he's going to be a problem for everybody, right? And we can say the same thing about Cam Kitchens and
exactly
a lot of the young guys, man. It's just when they walk through the door, you see them. It's like.
So I got a question for you, Kevin. Like when back when you played, man, at UM, you know, of course, you was a part of some great teams, man. They won everything. What's up, Coach Hayes?
Coach Hayes, what's up, Pedro? What's going on?
Who was the guy? Who was a few guys that when they stepped in as freshmen, you was like, okay, yeah, this guy right here gonna be something. Or you went against in spring or fall camp, it was a
Darrell
freshman
Williams.
young guy. Who?
Darrell Williams.
Darrell Williams. What made him so that what was that moment you was like, okay, yeah, he ready?
About the 5th day of practice, he hit somebody, and we were standing on the sideline, and everybody was like, "Yeah."
He's not, yeah. It sounds like what Darnell Jenkins said about Sean Taylor when
he knocked somebody's transmission out, huh, Kev?
I mean, Goldmouth ran a 4.34 at the combine. I think he still has I think he ran faster than Sean. I think he's still up on the board, but he was 4.34. He was the first guy to, after the rules changed, he was the first underclassman to go in the draft as an underclassman, and he went in the first round. He played 11 years, went to a Pro Bowl or two. He's just a quiet dude, but hey, he brought the wood. Okay. We knew Jesse was going to be pretty good from day one. But he wasn't ready to start. But he was on special teams. Well, you kind of knew K-Dub and some of the other guys were gonna be good, but Darrell Williams, you're like, yeah.
He's just the one that kind of just really stood out. So man, like me and Black came up with a couple of questions, man. We wanted to ask you, man, what made you choose UM?
It was close to home. It was out of Miami, Florida, and Clemson, and
I know you weren't going to no dog. I know you weren't gonna be no turd.
Well, what was crazy is I had the guy that was like my mentor when I was in high school. He was a senior when I was a freshman, and he started for them. A guy by the name of Henry Brown, and there's a lot of Gators from my high school at Florida, and I went there, and actually I ended up dating my Gator getter. Me and her, we kicked it the whole summer, and even after I told her I was going to Miami, and then I know it was just made sense.
And Pedro said, tell us about the Code story.
The who? The what?
The Code
story.
The Cobra.
Pedro.
No, Code story. COLD.
Oh, my code? Oh,
yeah, he said, tell them about the Code story.
So my first visit, it was during the season, and I was actually supposed to go to Clemson then, but we had to push it back. So my high school quarterback and me, and he had to push a visit back too, same week, and it was our off week in high school. So we said, man, F that, we going somewhere this weekend. So we called up Minnesota. So my mama got me a trench coat, and we got on the plane, and I had on these thin church socks, and these church shoes.
This ain't going good already.
Bad move.
So they take us to the restaurant. They take us to the 50th story restaurant. It's revolving. We eating. So then they say, all right, we're gonna go to the basketball game. So we get in the car. It's cold as hell. Get in the car. We get to the basketball game. We park the car and get out. And the snow is like up to my ankles, maybe a little bit below my calves. So I'm sloshing through. We all sloshing through. So we get in the arena, and I look at Bunny. I say, "Yo, can you feel your feet?" He's like, "No." Feet, because we had them thin shoes on. So it took. The game was over, and that's when my feet thawed out, and then we had to get up and go back outside and go back through the snow, and it was like 6 degrees, and we got back to the room, and I had cut the heat on and just stuck my feet by the heater, and I called him. I said, "Dog, there's no way I'm coming here. I can't do this."
Oh my God, I bet, man. You're South. You're from the South, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't do no cold weather like that. I'll leave that to Black, man, with all that cold weather. That's his type of temperature.
But look, I hate the cold. I hate it. I was born and raised in it, but I can't stand it. And like when I used to live in South Florida for a year. I lived down there for a year. Oh my God, best weather oh my God, I love it. Love it.
Hey, it was 88 today, sunny. I sat by the pool. I mean, hey,
But yeah,
I
let's
love
jump
it.
back to this North Carolina game, man. So with with the adjustments and coming back, and they almost coming to win the game. What positive do you take? What positive if you was coaching the guys, what positive would you take, and what I'm saying, to kind of give them a words of encouragement, far as what I'm saying, for that battle. There's no moral victories, but what I'm saying, what positive do you take away from that game?
Well, the second half on offense and defense, they played like they should play the whole game. So our first thing I tell them is, look, we got to play the first half like the second half. And I would tell Tyler Van Dyke, when you calm down, you can make any throw, you can make plays. So just calm yourself down and just throw the ball.
Have you like on those championship teams? Do you remember a stretch or anything like this where of course y'all won the games because of course y'all was champion, but y'all had to battle back like in the second half. Like first half wasn't too good, but second half y'all came in and showed that y'all was the mighty Hurricanes. And what was like
We
the motivation behind that comeback? What,
well,
what was those half times like?
my red shirt freshman year, we went to Michigan. It was like the second game of the year, I think. Yeah, it was because we played Florida State the first game. So, or was it the third game? It was the third game, I think, because they had an off week and they switched up everything they did on offense. So Coach Wanstead came in at halftime and said, "Hey," he told the defense, "I can't help you. We're gonna go Canes 2 and play it, and y'all got to figure it out," because they switched everything up. And we were down 30-14 with 6 minutes left, and somehow we won the game.
But that's that grit, though, man. But
what was the sideline like though?
What was
what was the sideline like amongst you players?
Well, nobody gave up, but you know, they just kept playing. 'Cause I was young, they just kept playing, and then eventually they figured it out. You know, but they kept it basic because, and then I was talking to the O line coach about this week. Carolina kind of did the same thing in the first half. Like on defense, they switched up a lot of the stuff that they normally do, and it took a while for them to figure it out. Oh, tablet's overheating. I'm gonna have to switch to the phone, so you may lose me for a second.
it's okay. Just jump back in. Just jump back in once you I get you. I see you. I see you.
Yeah, I'm sitting here.
Then you froze. Like
Yeah,
he froze.
that's just my thing. It's like being that we gotta be able to make those adjustments, in my opinion, on the fly before halftime. We gotta be able to see that. Okay, they doing everything different, but that's also on the players that come say
And tell the
to me,
coaches what they
to me
see.
as the coach, and like, hey, they not doing what we practice. This is what they doing. So that's what the grease board is for. Hey, they doing this. You said they was gonna do this, but they actually doing this. Then the coach say, all right, I got something for that. This is what we're gonna do to counter this new thing they're doing.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with that. Because that was because we were like my squad when I used to play. We were big on our coach used to say, "Hey, let us know. What I'm saying, if you see anything different, what do they do? What are they giving you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?" So
Right.
hopefully the players are doing that. And also you got those eyes up at the top. That's what they for. To what I'm saying, to kind of help the coaches out on the feet on the ground level. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Well, it's a little different now because they can download everything to the tablet on the sideline. But the problem is, it still takes about a quarter when the team is doing something that's completely different out of their game plan. Um,
you got to raise your you got to cut your volume up a little bit so we can hear you.
okay, hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Like it takes about at least 2 or 3 series when they switch it up like that for you to figure out what they're doing. It's the other coaches get paid too, but
You're right. The other coaches do get paid to make adjustments too. That's it's a game of cat and mouse. The game within the game. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna make the better adjustments? I think like I said, they jumped out on us early. I think we made the better adjustments towards the second and third and fourth, but they kind of, taking them points off the board and putting up that 7 kind of, what I'm saying, put us behind the 8 ball.
They got a couple calls that were questionable, like that roughing the passer call.
Yes, that roughing the passer was crazy.
Yeah, that was a bad call.
That was a bad call. That was a bad call.
You talking about the one on McCollum?
The one they say he landed, he put his weight on the like how else are you supposed to tackle?
How you supposed to land?
Like come on, bro. Like that's that's what they need to change. They gotta get away from trying to protect these quarterbacks so much, but don't protect nobody else for real.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, like you really said you put your weight on the quarterback. You have to put your weight on any player to tackle.
My thing is, if I'm tackling the quarterback, I'm supposed to maneuver myself in midair so I don't fall on the quarterback, so I can fall on the turf. Like, come on, ain't nobody thinking that in the game.
Especially not that fast.
Yeah,
it is not like he speared him or something like that. He just tackled him.
Yes. Man, come on, ref. Like, stop.
From a physics standpoint, it's not possible, but
exactly.
We got a bad break when Williams got bumped into the kicker, and
they're bumping in the kicker. That was another big one. It's just like, man, like the last year, the calls was falling for us, the chips was falling in the right place, but this year, man, the coin flipping the other way. But you have to play through it at the end of the day.
Man, you gotta adjust. Like it's gonna happen. It's football. You're gonna get some good calls, bad calls. We gotta, we gotta adjust and we gotta play ball.
My boy Ty, he said, I just want to win. I don't care how good or how ugly it looks. I agree. At this point, man, I don't care about no 40-point victories. I just want dubs, bro. I definitely agree with that, man, because we got a big opponent, coming up. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it, everybody know how I feel about with the coaches and stuff like that, man. I'm with giving coaches 5 years, man. But if Manny lose this game, it ain't looking too shabby. But how do you feel about if Manny lose this game coming up? Do you think that seat gets hotter or what?
I think the seat will get hotter, but I'm more concerned about the last.
Can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Mic up.
You gotta turn your mic up.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Mm-mm.
Hello?
We can hear you, but you real low.
Like the viewers can't hear you. They're having a problem hearing you.
Okay. How about now?
No.
Volume is up.
Volume up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sound real low still. But yeah, so what do you so Black? What do you think it goes from here if Manny does lose this game? Do you think it's pretty much lights out?
Yeah, I mean, word on it's already common knowledge that he was fired during the bye week, but his father stepped in and got that thing delayed. But if he loses Saturday, say big, then I don't think it's nothing that anyone can do. But I don't think. Then again, they may not fire him. They may fire him at the end of the season. Maybe the optics enough is enough, and they just want to go ahead and cut ties right now and start working.
But do you see that? But like I said, I think we spoke on this before. I like right now, I don't know if it's what I'm saying, really. I don't see the purpose of firing him right now. You know what I'm saying? If he does lose, I say just fire him at the end of the season because you're not going to hire a coach right now. You still can do your search. You still can already do your searches while they still going. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that.
You see what I'm saying? So it's because you fire him in the season, the coach, the players already know. Just like that was stupid for LSU to fire, you know what I'm saying, to come out. Oh, they shouldn't have came out with that right then, because now the players really not gonna be listening, and it's really gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you kind of gave them reasons to be irate. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't have to listen to you.
Right. And I guess they did that, I don't know, because from everything that was coming out, it was
okay.
like, you know what I'm saying?
With the females and stuff like that.
Yeah, the females and the coaches. It was like the coaches didn't want to coach with him no more, that the players didn't want to play. They were saying he was bringing a bunch of different females to practice with their
this
sons.
was when they was winning too, though. But he was doing that. But my thing is this. If that was the case, why wasn't y'all complaining when y'all was winning, y'all was going to, y'all was kicking everybody's ass?
Because they was winning. And when you lose in 2 years in a row, it's like, yo, we LSU, we just won a title. And now we like a bottom feeder. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bottom feeder, though. How many games they lost? You still sound the same, OG.
I think 3, bro. I know they lost to LSU. No, I'm sorry, I'm tripping. UCLA. And who did they lose to a couple weeks ago?
Was it
or last week?
Was it Arkansas? Did they lose to Arkansas?
They beat Florida. They beat Florida. But I think they got like 2 losses or 3 losses on the season. But,
they 4-3. Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, they got 3 losses.
Yeah, they got 3 losses.
Yeah.
Okay. They lost to, let's see who they lost to.
UCLA was one of them.
I know they lost, they lost to UCLA. They lost to Auburn and Kentucky back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
That's what did it.
Right.
Those back-to-back, that lost to Kentucky, the one that did it. Because I don't think they lost to Kentucky in about 15, 20 years.
Yeah, you got two SEC losses back-to-back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Back-to-back in the same season.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, see, when, like, we all know, like, when you winning, you can do a lot of wild things, and the program is okay with it, right? But when you losing, you can't be bringing all your girlfriends and their children and letting the children go through drills with the team. You can't do that when you lose.
Right back.
Oh yeah, you good now.
Better.
You sound a lot better now.
Let me get you right back.
All right.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you real good now.
Okay,
hey,
I'm back on the
you see what your boy Pedro said? Look at the screen. You see what Pedro said?
That's what. Oh.
Hey, you ain't right, boy. You ain't right, Pedro. But yeah,
hey, a couple of things.
Yes, sir.
The players have come out and said that what the news station reported about the players and their the girlfriends and their players. The players are saying that never happened. But he got fired not because he lost, but because there's a rift between him and the administration, and he had an incident happen about 2 weeks, the week of the Kentucky game on his radio show, and that was pretty much the last straw. But they wanted to get rid of him, and they're basically paying him to be quiet because of what they got going on with the investigation. And no, Manny Diaz's father didn't save his job. He wasn't fired on the off week. That's not true. I can tell you honestly, I know for a fact that's not true. I mean, the board of trustees.
I don't know. Some other people want to know say otherwise. I don't know. So I ain't there. So I don't know. But if he lose Saturday, it's a wrap.
If he lose Saturday, do you think he keeps his job? Do you think it's warranted for him to keep his job? Because I feel like every coach needs 5 years to really build a program.
I'm be honest with you. The next 2 weeks, everybody seems to think we're going to lose. All right, so I'll just say, well, okay, I'll go with that. We're going to lose the next 2 weeks. But I'm more interested to see what happens the last 4 weeks in November. If the team improves and he gets to 6-6, more than likely they're going to keep him. But he's going to be on a short leash going into the next year. So, like, if we start off slow, because honestly, the administration doesn't have a plan. They don't have a plan. So,
I'm not keeping no coach going 6-6. I'm not doing that.
Well, if you look at it, okay, we're down to our third string running back. We lost
We have had a
quarterbacks.
lot of injuries, though. Yeah.
We lost
Okay,
two starters on the
LSU
O-line.
has a lot of energy. They don't have arguably the best defensive player in the country. He's done for the year.
They 4-3 though.
and
I understand that.
and they're going to lose 2 more games easy, maybe 3.
Yeah. They still got to play
So what do you
Bama.
think?
And
they
we
still gotta play Bama.
we can lose 4 or 5 more games easy too.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's on the
We
players.
can lose the NC State.
so-
we can lose the Pitt, and Florida State is not
Yeah.
a gimme. And we still got Virginia Tech, which is always a tough team.
Tough game. I agree.
No, Duke.
Yeah.
We should mollywop Duke like mollywop.
Yeah, oh yeah, so yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We should mollywop them Duke.
Yeah, we should mind well. So let's speak on let's go into the NC State game. Let's go into the NC State game, man. That they're a very tough team this year, man. Last year, you know, everybody wasn't really giving them their props. Hold on, I got some stuff coming up, man.
No,
Their defense is only allowing 14 points a game.
Here we go. Hold on, I got you. Boom.
So their defense is pretty good. Go ahead.
I think
go ahead,
the biggest problem with them is they don't have very good corners. LSU. They don't have very good corners.
It's buffering, man. I don't know what's up with this. Boom.
Yeah, you got
Come on,
something
man.
there. Got some in the middle there. LSU.
With me, with that, like, we established the run. We get Rooster going. We get Rooster going. That'll open up things like it did this past weekend. That's my whole thing. Down
How do you attack him? How? So do you use him the same way, Black?
Yes, I use him the same way. I don't switch it up until they stop it. Until they stop it. You know what I'm saying? You know me, I'm always gonna say we have to control the trenches. Our offensive line got to control their D line, and our D line got to dominate their O line. We control the trenches. We in there. We good money.
Well, let's go over these stats right here. They got the team stats right now. Points per game, they're giving up 32.3. I mean, they're scoring 32.3. We're scoring 32.3. So it's pretty much the same. But points allowed per game, they're only giving up 14.3 points a game, and we're getting up 30 points a game. You know what I'm saying? That defense have been playing pretty good. So, we'll see if they can really match up with our skilled players. If they start out hot. I feel like if we start out hot and we really stretch the field and TVD, hit the, start out fast this year. I mean, this week, we can keep up with them. But if not, man, these one of those games where I can't really call who's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? I'm in wait and see mode. They've let me down the last couple of weeks. I've picked them to win.
Are you like me?
I think it's gonna be a dogfight to the end. Because of course we have problem with teams with good defenses. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my take on far as how the game is going to go. But
their front seven is pretty good.
Running back wise, they got a pretty good running back too.
Yeah, their linebackers are good. The defensive line is just do their
key
job.
Players. Let's go key players. They got D. Larry. He's 140 for 208, 1,534 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. King is not playing, so they got running back Z Knight, 82 carries, 503 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cam is out for the year, so they got the edge in that. Receiving wise, I think we kind of got the edge in receivers. I can't pronounce this kid's name, but he's 34 receptions for 377 yards and 1 touchdown. Rambo, 35 reception, 422 yards.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, Measy. Okay. I got you. So who do y'all think gonna be the standouts for this game? You can go first, Black. Who y'all think gonna be the standouts? Give me 2 offensive and 2 defensive guys.
Go ahead, Harris. You the guest. Go ahead. You can go first.
Rambo and Knighton on offense. and Keontra Smith and James Williams.
That's some good picks. Go ahead, bro. You want me to go? You want to go last?
Nah, I'll go. I was gonna say, of course, Knighton because I already mentioned him earlier, right? How to use him. So I'm gonna say Knighton. On defense.
What up, Flo?
On defense, hey, James Williams, man. I'm gonna say James Williams and Cam Kitchens.
Oh, who you got? Oh, Jay. Okay. Offensively, I'm gonna go with TVD. I think he, from the press conference I watched, I think he knows he needs to play better. He's recognized that. I think he's gonna come out blazing. I think Harley's gonna have a good game this week.
He needs to.
Let's hope.
I'm gonna go with Harley and I'm gonna go with TVD. Exactly. If not, we need to, put in Romello or one of them other young guys. Defensively, I'm gonna go with I gotta go with James Williams, and I think Chaz Williams is gonna have a pretty good game this week. I'm gonna go with Chance, and I'm excited to see the young pup Clark starting at cornerback this week. It's Marcus Clark. That's the starter.
I think so.
I'm excited to see what he
possible.
do. So hopefully he catches an interception this week.
Right.
And don't let it fall in the end zone, because that would have been on Sports Center for that type of pick right there.
You know what would be nice to see? It I don't care who it is, which one it is. I ain't talking about I'm gonna talk D tackles, and then I'm gonna move out to the ends. I would like to see some sacks by my D tackles. I would like to see some sacks by my D tackles, just maybe 2 or 3, and a couple from my DNs. But I want to see Chance Williams get more snaps and Elijah Roberts get more snaps. Because when them two play, when they're in the game together, they create so much pressure. And sometimes quarterback pressures and hurries do a lot more than sacks, because it can rush a quarterback into throwing the ball quicker than he wants to and force a quarterback into making mistakes. But I would like to see that from my DNs and my D tackles, please. Please.
Hey man, that's true.
Hey, Coach Hayes, your boy Mike Harley has been on a milk carton.
He has been missing. He made a couple of good catches last week.
They got fantasy league in college.
Man, Coach Hayes, he started one.
Oh wow!
I've never did fantasy football.
Yeah, Coach Hayes is the guy, man. He's the man.
I know, right? Cool dude, man. Cool guy. But so what's your prediction for the game, OG? Who you got? What's your prediction?
Well, I take for the podcast I do with their beat writer, and he said 38-35 NC State, but I said 45-42 Miami. 45-42.
I can see a last second field goal or something like that. But I'm in wait and see mode. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like I said, man, I just want to see the guys fight. I just want to see them playing 4 quarters. You know what I'm saying? At this point, of course, I want the dub. I'm not gonna ever say they're gonna lose, but I just want to see them playing good ball.
Tackle and execute.
Exactly. So let me ask you a question, because I've been going back and forth with people. Me and Streeter went back and forth today on Facebook. So is tackling on the players or on the coach?
This is on the players. They've done the same tackling drills for 5 years. Was it a problem the last 5 years?
No.
So if nothing's changed in the routine, well, it's on you. And you can only do so much as a coach.
Coaches coach, players play. I've been saying this for the longest,
I got you on that. But even your coach come out and said he got to go back and reevaluate what they're doing as far as tackling and everything like that. I'm just like, I understand players play, coaches coach, but sometimes
he's just saying that. He's just saying that for the media because I talk to DVD. I talk to DVD all the time. They've been doing the same exact thing. They added some tackling drills. They just ain't tackling. Number 8 is not tackling. It ain't on the coaches. It's on the players.
He ain't tackling. Well, he ain't really been tackling for since he's been there. So he don't count.
But we know, bro. But this is the thing, bro. Bubba was one of our sure tacklers last year. Bubba was he was one of our better tacklers last year.
Yeah, he was okay.
Along with even Gervin Hall last year. He may have got beaten in coverage a few times, but he was one of our best tacklers last year. We got to call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? We're just not making that play because if you look at it, the guy they're in position. We had 2 sacks. We had 2 sacks.
Yeah, we did.
You know what I'm saying? By D tackles. That was missed.
We're not what I'm saying?
And it's frustrating. Just think about this, bro.
We're thudding. We're thudding in the game. We're not rapping. If you know that all that shoulder mess, that's a thud. You're thudding.
They're not teaching that though.
But I'm just saying it's a thud. I'm not saying they're teaching that when I'm saying.
I feel what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with you.
And sometimes they're taking bad angles. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like,
but think about if we're frustrated, D. But how you think these coaches? How frustrated these coaches are?
I'm just saying we're the worst tackling team in college football. Like, how the hell is that ever possible at the University of Miami?
I agree, and that's a want to. I posted a video. I posted a video of Trajan Bannon on his Instagram. Showed a video of him making a tackle from the right hash all the way to the left hash and made the damn tackle 1 yard over the line of scrimmage against Boston College. It's a want to. You have to want to. You played running back. You know you had those players. You know you had those players that didn't want to tackle.
You're right. I get that. But sometimes, like I said, I think it's 50-50. I coaching, and it's
no. There's nothing. This is all.
Even in the NFL, they don't tackle as much in practice. They don't take down as much in practice. So you'll see NFL teams with bad tackling, and then you hear the announcer say, "Well, it ain't like the old days when we used to take them to the ground in practice. Now it's none of that." So even in the league, you see bad tackling.
Well, actually, that's not true because once you get to the regular season, there is no tackling.
There's no tackling.
But so in training camp. But the problem is not
training camp.
Yeah, no, training camp is even worse in the pros than it is in college. I mean, they don't hit it all. And that's why you see all these guys getting hurt because you just can't go out there and not hit. You got to hit.
Yeah, nowadays they changed the rules. But you talking early 90s and early they hit in practice. They hit. Them mugs was your face off.
But now, man, you got to think, man. It's a business now. They're not trying to. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to get these. They're not trying to get these players hurt because they're making all this money off these players. That's why they made these rules the way they made these rules. Just think about it.
Here's the problem with that: they're still getting hurt.
Exactly. But it doesn't make sense. I agree. They need to let those people tackle more. I definitely agree with that. It's hurting the sport because it's not just Miami missing
suffering. Huh? Yeah, because the product on the field
is suffering.
Just across the board, like take Miami out of it, just across the board.
It's more tackling.
Yeah.
It's went down because now you got to think about this. They got so many rules in place now. Just like we saw. And it's kind of like, was the player scared to give other penalties? Because when we got that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a penalty for falling on the quarterback.
Like, you got to worry too. Like, it's wild, right? Because nowadays players got to worry about so much before they make a tackle. They got to worry about, am I going to get a targeting call? So you're thinking about that.
Personal foul. It's
Like-
crazy, man. I could not imagine being a player right now because you can't even, bro. I was shocked when I found out when we got that blindside blocking penalty.
Oh,
I
that's
was
the
so
worst.
shocked. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You can't blind. What? You can't crack back?
No.
We
Hey,
used to
look,
love for crack back.
hey,
We
look,
live
hey,
for that.
look, this what they want. This what they want you. Like in high school and youth, they tell you you're gonna crack back. You know how you used to come and you used to lay a mug out.
Yeah,
They tell you
gotta
now
set a pick.
you gotta
You gotta
come.
set a pick.
Yeah, and you gotta put your hands out like this. I
And
said,
he
you
running
want
full
somebody to.
speed.
I said, you want somebody to break their wrist? Like, for instance, they called a personal foul on my son today, right? On defense. On defense, they fumbled, the offense fumbled the ball, so the receiver was going to try to jump on the ball. So my son pushes the receiver. It's a free ball. He pushes him. They throw a flag. Unsportsmanlike conduct. For what? For what? Like this is what we dealing with now with this game of football. It's like I'm like, that's a football play. His coach is chewing him out and one coach said he ain't do nothing wrong. I seen it. He ain't do nothing wrong. I'm sitting over there in the end zone taking pictures. I'm like, yo, that's a football play. He trying to prevent the receiver from jumping on the ball. But this is the state of football where we are now.
Exactly. Coach
It's
Hayes talking
terrible,
about
man.
what you said. Coach Hayes said Harley hasn't dropped the pass since DVD was throwing the ball. Yeah, that may be true. I haven't seen he haven't had his drops this year. I agree with that. So do y'all think Mo said Bubba plan not to get hurt? You think he worried about his drafts? Not getting hurt for the league? Because I think
He
he's hurting
should
his
be.
stock right now.
You think? Oh, he's hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gonna have to pick it up.
I agree with you. OG. Yeah.
I think that's what I'm saying. He's hurting his stock right now.
He's losing hundreds of thousands of dollars with every bad decision he makes on the field.
He was probably a third-round pick to begin the year. He's probably a sixth or seventh at best right now.
And that don't even guarantee you making the
The
53.
roster. Exactly.
Like,
I think he'll probably make a practice squad for sure. But yeah, he's cost himself a lot of money.
So
He's not going.
what's your current thoughts of the program?
Well, I like all the last two recruiting classes. I like those, and it's just a matter of those guys, picking up the system and getting a little playing time. But the problem is, it's got to happen quicker because the older guys are feeling the pressure of this draft and they're just playing horrible. So, in reality, the staff, I think, honestly kind of feels let down by the older guys because you got all these guys that come back. And instead of them doing their job, they're trying to make a spectacular play. They're overthinking it. They're just playing horrible. And so now you're forced to play guys who don't know the playbook like they do. So you got to cut the plays down, which means, and in the ACC, you got a lot of smart coordinators on offense and defense who got complicated schemes. So it's a learning on the job type thing. And young guys make mistakes. So it's hopefully the older guys wake up and realize what's going on, or the young guys just get better faster than it's a tough situation.
Yeah. So okay, we got next question. Man, Black came up with. What's your most memorable play at UM?
Why right one?
Right one.
Yeah, I mean that whole game was memorable.
Yeah, man. That was a good ball game right there. And it's kind of give us an insight, man. Like during that time, because Florida State was pretty doggone good back then too. So like, what was like? I know y'all got a lot of guys on those teams. Like, how was that lead up? Like, did y'all call each other, talk trash? Like, how was that?
We talked to each other a little bit, but it was a lot of media hype. It was probably one of the more hype games that time. I mean, it was right there with the '86 Miami Oklahoma game that Bosworth played in,
Mm.
and the Penn State game in the Fiesta Bowl. But
That
you
man
know,
played
playing in
his career.
Tallahassee with all those
Boy, you
fans,
got some memories, boy.
yeah, it was a big time.
Okay,
And
next question. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
no, I was just saying, it's like still don't know how we won it. It's just,
Hey, well, you'll take that W though. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So,
yeah.
all right, we gave you most memorable play. So, if you can have one do-over play, what play would it be? Your whole entire your whole career, UM.
My redshirt freshman year, the Cleveland Gary play, where they said he fumbled and he didn't. That
So
would have been
what
my. I would have had 4 rings instead of 3.
So what you think you would have did different?
They would have got the call right.
I'm talking about you, far as like you. If you had
I
one
would
do over as a player.
Oh, me as a player? Oh,
Yeah.
Let me think. Honestly, I don't know. We had a play in the Florida State game. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know how much more I could have done different. And our Suzuki twins, we ran a draw, and I blocked him, and he just swings his arm around and hits the ball. This was a fluke play. He hits the ball and causes a fumble. I honestly don't know what, maybe I could have drove him. I don't know. I guess that's the closest thing to it, because I had a pretty good senior year. But that play there, I mean, they got the ball back. So, you say to yourself, well, what could I have done different? I guess now that I think about it, I really couldn't have done nothing different. It just was a fluke play, but I guess that's the closest thing.
We got
We got a question for you. Can you see the screen?
Okay. Coach Hayes ask him, does he think the run game scheme of inside and outside fit the O-lineman we have, or should we use more gap scheme plays like power and counters and etc.?
Actually, the first play that Rooster broke was a counter. Mm-hmm. So you're probably going to see more counters with him to get him to the outside. But our linemen can pretty much do either scheme. But I would like to see them. They're going to probably try and get into the perimeter more, and they're going to probably run more counters and power O's.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, because Scaife is a good puller. Nervon is not bad either, even for a big guy. He's actually playing a lot better. And Jared Williams and Zion are pretty athletic at tackle. So we got an athletic line, and they actually been playing really good these last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
What was I saying?
He said yes. He said that was the only one. Thank you. Would love to see more.
So I got another question for you. So what was the toughest player on an opponent's team that you had to go against? The toughest player that you had to go against from an opposing team?
Stop that, Pedro. Stop that. Just stop that. The toughest player that I went against?
Yeah, what's the toughest player that you went against from an opposing team?
The toughest player I went against, period, was Cortez Kennedy and Russell Maryland. Nobody else even came close.
Oh, say that again. God, hey, those some monsters, dog. Hey, man. So how was it going against those guys, man? Because that they're Miami, you know what I'm saying, goats, man. Like, how was it going against those
royalty.
Yeah.
Well, what was crazy was that was the year that I got switched to offense, and I was learning how to play offensive guard over Cortez, Russell, and Jimmy Jones. And man, this shit was rough. I mean, because Cortez played so low to the ground. He was 320, 320, 325. And then Russell just had so many different moves. and you had to play them differently, and we switched sides of the field, switched sides of the line. So we had strong and weak. So depending on the call, you were either on the right side or the left side, so you would see both of them. And then Jimmy Jones could do what both of those guys could do. And he was 6'4", 6'5", about 280. He was running a 4.7. So, and then we had Shane Curry. He played inside. I mean, it was a nightmare.
Man, just think about how good you get playing against those type guys, man. Because in the game, shit, this ain't nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? You know who I go against every day.
Yeah, it's
you ain't
practice.
Well, and then
practice was the tough part, y'all said.
Yeah, and then ironically, when I got to the Rams, I had to go against Sean Gilbert every day, and that kind of prepared me for seeing him, because he was a monster. I mean, he was 320, and
he was a big boy. He was a man.
Yeah, he was the youngest at the time. He was the youngest guy to make the Pro Bowl, because he made the Pro Bowl the second year. But I mean, I had to learn how to play in a left-handed stance against him every day in 2 days, and it wasn't fun. Wasn't fun at all. But it does make you better, because you really don't have a choice.
Yeah, you don't have no choice. You either gotta, because they're gonna make you look bad. If you don't pick up your game, step up your game, they're gonna embarrass you, and then you're not gonna play. You're not, you know what I'm saying? But this is the last question. This is the last question for you tonight, and we're gonna close it out. We're gonna get up out of here. If you could have a meeting with the offensive line, what would you tell them?
Well, actually, I talked quite a bit to Ja'Kai and Jared, and what I told them yesterday was it's time for the O-line to take control of the team. And once they take control of the team, meaning, with the play on the field, leadership, that's going to lead the way for the rest of the year. Because Ja'Kai, he's got a chance to be a really good center. And I talk to him all the time. And I told him I just go out there and just execute no dumb plays and just protect the quarterback and open up the holes. And when the team sees how the offensive line is playing, that's going to pick up the defense as well. What did I say?
He said, did Jimmy give you a hard time in practice, any?
Coach Johnson never really said much. He just let his assistants, coach. And, they were pretty hard on us.
Hey, man, you had some, man. How was it being coached under Coach Jimmy?
Jimmy was a good coach. He was a master psychologist, but he had some great assistants. Tony Wise, O-line, Butch at the D-line, Wannstedt, Dave Campo, Gary Stevens ran the offense. I mean, it was just Coach Solinger, Coach X, and then, Keo was the assistant offensive line coach. Ogeron was one of our GAs. Ron Meeks, who ended up being a defensive coordinator in the league. Bill Johnson, who was a longtime D-line coach in the NFL and in college. I mean, Tuberville. Yeah, we just, we were blessed.
Oh, man. Y'all very blessed, man. Very, very blessed, man. But
yeah,
I just want to thank you, man. Like I said, I follow you on Twitter, and I just want to thank you for coming on and just being a cool guy, man. We go back and forth, and we chatted up on Twitter all the time, man. And I just want to thank you for coming and blessing us with your presence on the show, man. And it's an honor to have you on. 3-time champion, one of the you're part of one of the best teams in UM history. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say thank you myself. I know my boy Black probably wants to have some things to say to you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate your time. This evening. Come up here and chop it up with us, with us, my man Groove, and the viewers, just giving us a brief synopsis of your history and what it was like when you played and who you played against. We appreciate that, man, and look forward to have you on the show, again.
Of course, yes, sir. So tell everybody where they can follow you on Twitter. What's your Twitter name? I don't know why I'm trying to put it up so they can see it, but just tell everybody on Twitter where they can find you.
It's Ebony Lifestyles. That's EBONYLIFESTYLES.
And he's very, 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 you know what I'm saying, active on Twitter. So he will respond with you, real chatting with you, and we'll go back and forth with you on Twitter. So, because like I said, that's how I found it. That's how I met him. You know what I'm saying? And it's been all love for that. He gives good perspective. And, you know what I'm saying, he may agree with you, may disagree with you, but he's always respectful. I, on the other hand, sometimes don't be very respectful, and I got to work on that, but I got to show temper. Black, tell everybody where they can find you at, big dog.
Hey, you can find me at Twitter at @ablack2, and you can find me at IG on IG at stormwarning.ablack. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't be on Twitter though. You don't be active, dog. You don't be active.
Hey, look. I'm on Twitter. I retweet stuff and I like stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You don't be active though, man.
I say something. If it comes to my mind as important, then I'll tweet it. But if not, I just chill. You know, I play the background. You know what I mean? I let everybody else play the foreground. I play the background.
Appreciate you, Coach Hayes. But y'all know y'all can find me at Storm Groove on Twitter. You know, I talk a lot of shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's not personal. I just be talking stuff a lot, man. And, you know, shout out to my boy Flo. Shout out to my boy Max. Shout out to my boy Wholesome One. I think Wholesome One mad at me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just hating. But shout out to the whole YouTube network, man. You know, just shout out to all the Canes fans out there. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. And you know what I'm saying, supporting us. So please like the this footage. Comment, subscribe, tell a Kane to tell a Kane, you know what I'm saying, so we can keep growing and keep growing and keep growing, you know what I'm saying. And like I said, it's always a pleasure for my boy A Black and Calvin. I want to say thank you again, my man. And we're gonna holler at y'all boys next Thursday, same time. And say one more thing before we get out of here, big dog.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm dropping another podcast tomorrow on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Spotify. The U Podcast. I got a breakdown in NC State with their beat writer. What's the guy's name? Jonas Pope. And so it's at Miami-Huddlecast. That's what you can look it up as. So I'll have a link on the Twitter page. So just had to throw that in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Everybody go check him out and support the big dog.
Check him out. Give him your love. Give him your love and support, family.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And we out of here. Yes, sir.